Hello everybody, my name is Edson and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm actually going to be doing a bit of a special one. This is a video about PlayerUnknown'S Battlegrounds, also known as PUBG, some people mistake it for PUBG. This is a video explaining why this game is so popular and why I personally love it so much. So essentially this is a first and third person, but everyone at the minute plays it in third person. Dedicated first person servers are coming soon, but at the minute it's a third person where you can switch to first person when you're shooting and aiming and stuff. Deathmatch type game where 100 players fly over an island and it takes a random flight path. You all parachute down onto that island. There's various different hotspot locations for better loot and stuff like that. And it's obviously complete RNG wherever the plane flies and wherever you get to land. You start with whatever clothes you bring on you, and that's basically it. You scavenge for guns, for ammo, for meds, for scopes, for just backpacks, armor, everything that you would need to win this fight. The goal is to be the last man standing or the last team surviving, because there is a duo option and a squad option of up to 4 people. Every X amount of minutes, there is the player area shrinks. So a blue sort of, some people call it gas, electricity, just this player area shrinks to the circle which is marked on your map a few seconds after you land. Then a new circle is placed, and then you've got X amount of minutes to get there before the blue starts coming in. And if you get caught outside of the circle, you start taking damage. With each time the circle moves in, the damage is increased. So the closer and the smaller the circle gets. If you get caught outside of the circle, the faster the damage is dealt to you, up to the point where you get to the very end and the damage is pretty much kills you in a few seconds. So you need to stay inside the play zone, and it slowly pushes everyone together until there is one person left, because everyone gets pushed closer and closer together. Fights start happening. All of the players that are left alive get pushed into this smaller and smaller circle until they are forced to engage each other. Now that is the basic premise of this game. I should also note, before I actually get into why it's so popular, the reason that it's called PlayerUnknown'S Battlegrounds is because the person that created this game and is sort of the lead, the head, the owner, his name is PlayerUnknown. He is the person that created the Arma 3 Battle Royale mod, which is what this is based off. Not long after creating that, he was then creating the King of the Kill game type, which is the Battle Royale mod game type on H1Z1. He was then hired by them, and he was working with them for a few years. But this game in particular is his standalone version. They have complete freedom of the code. They have complete freedom of where this game goes. He is now officially the owner of the game type that he created, the Battle Royale game type. Arma 3 Battle Royale is still going. H1Z1 King of the Kill is still going. But PlayerUnknown'S Battlegrounds is from the person that originally created both of them. And it's his game, his IP, his vision. And that is why it's called PlayerUnknown'S Battlegrounds, because it's his game. Now, why is this game so popular? First of all, I need to prove that it's so popular. So this game was released pretty much 4 months to the day. It's been out for about 4 months now. It is currently, at this moment in time, the 3rd most popular game on Steam. It quickly overtook H1Z1's King of the Kill, which was always 3rd. It goes Dota, or Dota 2 should I say. Dota 2, but that's free to play. That's like a huge game that's never going to get dethroned. Counter-Strike, CSGO, that is number 2, obviously. But PlayerUnknown'S Battlegrounds quickly became the 3rd most played game on Steam. Now that was quickly the most played game on Steam, because a lot of people from H1Z1 switched over to PlayerUnknown'S Battlegrounds to start off with. But now this game has overtaken by so much. I think the peak viewers, the peak people online each week, they hit a new high. This week we had like 420,000 people at one moment in time playing, and you've always got about 250,000 people playing. And obviously, depending on the time of day, where it is, and everything like that, you do get higher percentages of people playing. So there's no shortage of players, and that is apparent when you search for a game in the game. As soon as you hit ready up, and everyone and yourself and all of your party members have readied up, within 2 to 3 seconds, you're loaded into a game, and the countdown starts with 100 people. It is so the replayability in that sense, in the fact that you don't have to wait for the next game, is so quick. It's just constant. As long as as soon as your game's finished, if you want to, you can be in the next game within 10 to 15 seconds. It's crazy. There's no shortage of players, and I think the reason that it's so popular is a mixture of quite a few things. So the first thing is, it's so popular for streamers. Now, Arma 3 Battle Royale, H1Z1, they had quite a lot of people, or quite a lot of streamers that played that game, because it's RNG. You constantly have different scenarios over and over again, even though it's on the same maps. You constantly have different scenarios, and it's fun for the viewer to watch. I think in this game, out of all of the 3 Battle Royale games, this is probably the most tense. This is the one that gets you really going when it's in like a close scenario. You don't really know where the last person is or the last few people are, and you're close to winning a game. It's super tense. It's great for streamers to team up, because you've got solos, you've got duos, you've got squads. You've also got the partners where they can host their own game lobbies with up to 100 people. They can change all of the loot and everything like that. So they can host their own games, and obviously quite a lot of the big streamers are partnered with PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and they can, like I say, host a game up to 100 people themselves. They can cast it if they want. They don't even have to play. They can just spec. They can change it so it's shotguns only. They can change it so it's crossbows only. They can change it so it's snipers only. They can change it so it's frying pans only, and you can just have to hit everyone with a frying pan. You can do absolutely anything in that sense. So the streamer side of it, the streaming community, it's been booming, and they've been testing out invitational charity events to sort of like see how the spectators running and stuff like that. And there is really big plans to make a solid go at an esports scene in terms of professional play, get people signed to teams, and there's already teams that are signing really good players up in preparation for this. For when the first person servers launch, a lot of people are saying that that's when the first test tournaments are going to start. So the streaming side of this on Twitch and everything like that is really booming, and that is obviously a great thing for any game, and it gets more people wanting to play it because it's sort of free advertisement. On top of that, the regular patches are a big thing. There is micro patches throughout the month, loads of different things that just get slightly fixed, slightly tweaked, changed, this and that. But every single month there is a big monthly patch. Ever since the game's been released, there's been a big monthly patch. There's been so much stuff. I obviously bought the game, I think close to I think it was like 2 to 3 weeks after it launched. A little bit after, or a little bit before, should I say, the first big monthly patch. And this game, after seeing that first monthly patch, I sort of knew how popular this game had become, and sort of knew the direction that this was going. For me, after that first monthly patch, I was like, yeah, this is it. This is the one. This is the game I've been looking for, because I always wanted to get into a game like this. But seeing as I've been able to play this game pretty much from the start, everyone was just as bad as me when I started, and I feel like I'm really enjoying this because of all of the fresh content it brings every single month from the new patches. And on top of that, the developers, they communicate. It's shown very recently in game development, and it seems to be a thing now that companies are starting to do, especially companies like this. It's worked really well with Blizzard and Overwatch, in the sense that as soon as you start talking to your members, you talk on whether it's on Reddit or whether it's on your own specific forums, whether you're talking through the Steam community aspect, or just whether you're tweeting stuff out and getting a response in that sense, the developers are constantly showing us what they have for the game. They tweet teasers, they post articles, they show screenshots, and they say, what do you guys think of this? And if the response is, good God, no, don't put that in our game, and it's an overwhelming majority response, they'll just scrap it. And they've done that. But if something is, oh my gosh, give that to me now, they'll speed that up a little bit, and they'll try and get it in the game as soon as possible, hopefully for the next monthly patch. And the developers are just so open in how they're developing the game, in how they're making the game, in how they're communicating with the community. It feels good to be playing a game that's this popular, with this much new content that's coming, and have the devs be so open in how they're doing everything. And all of that team together, I honestly think that's why it's so popular. It's just such a success story in a sense of where PlayerUnknown's came from, the companies he worked with before where he didn't have the full creative freedom that he wanted. If they would have given him the full creative freedom, might he have made those two franchises bigger or as big as PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is now? Who knows? This is his IP now though, and I'm extremely happy that he's managed to break himself from where he was, start this up, work with a group of developers that he wants to work with, and it's his vision. It's completely his vision, and it's proven a success. It proves that he knows what he's talking about when it comes to this game mode, when it comes to this style of gameplay in particular. It's so popular. And for me, the reason that it's so popular for myself is there's a few reasons. Number one, it's got the same effects as Overwatch. I know now about 20 people that probably play this, and there's a solid half a dozen to a dozen people that I play with each week. So during any one week, I'll have probably played with about 12 or so different people. And I'm part of a Discord where all of that's happening, and there's so many chances to play, there's so many chances to group up. I love playing solos as well, so I do still get to play solos on top of that, but it's shown in the sense of where I am quite right now with PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. It's currently sat number 2 in my Steam's all-time most played. I'm 6 or 7 hours away from having that as my most played game on Steam, and it's only been out for 4 months. That's how much I've played this game. It is insane. On top of the fact that I just have so many friends that are playing it so often, it's freaking hilarious. Like, you can... The thing with this game is you start the game, and for the first 5 to 6 minutes, you probably, as soon as you drop, if you land with someone, you sort of talking, you're trying to kill them and stuff like that. But quite often, I would say every other game, you land, there's nobody around you, you start loot, you start chatting and stuff like that. Then you slowly move towards a circle, you find people, you probably engage a few people, but like the play builds up. You have fun, you have some funny moments, like car crashes, car flips. The physics in this game are slightly messed up and ridiculously hilarious because of it. The fact that everything is never the same. There's never one scenario that replays itself over and over and over again. Every single scenario that you enter, every single gunfight you enter, every single, I don't know, building you enter, the loot is completely random. The scenario that you've put yourself in will not happen again. And so many hilarious things can happen because of that. There's so many times where we've accidentally ran each other over in cars, we've flipped cars in the most in the worst place possible, in like an open field when the blue's coming in, and we're just going to get caught up in the blue, and we're going to get hurt. There's people shooting at us, and somehow we crash the car. And there's so many things that can happen in this game that it's the replayability it won't get old. It will never get old. I will never. Right now, I feel like I'll never get bored of this game. I'm closing in on 200 hours in this game. I'm closing in on 200 hours. 4 months this game's been out, and I've been closing in on 200 hours now. Alright, I'm 30 odd hours away from it, but by the end of this month, sort of halfway through August, I'll probably be at 200 hours. Now, with all of the new content that's coming, the 2 new maps, all of the new vehicles, all of the new guns, all of the new, just everything that's going to be fleshed out for the game, and the first person servers, the esports scene that's going to happen. This game, it feels so incomplete in the sense of how much stuff is coming. Not in the sense of it feels like the game is just not finished at all. It feels incomplete because I know what is coming. It feels like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine this game with all of these things that are going to be happening. And now, it's, for me, the fact that I'm so obsessed with this game right now when there's so much stuff coming in the future, it's sort of, I think this may be the first ever game on Steam, for me in particular, that I hit 500 hours with. I never thought I'd hit 500 hours with a game. And I tell you what, this could be a game that I hit 1,000 hours with. And I'm not joking. I genuinely love this game so much. So that is today's video. I think that's a good place to end it. PUBG, my favourite game so far of 2017. Apart from Overwatch, I'd say it's on par with Overwatch as my favourite game of the past few years, especially the past 5 years. And I'm having so much fun. So much fun, so much so that Overwatch I haven't loaded up in about 2 to 3 weeks. PLAYERUNKNOWN'S Battlegrounds. If you guys haven't played it, if you're looking to play it, definitely give it a try. It's a crazy, crazy time. And if you've got a group of friends that are interested in that sort of game, even if you've got a group of friends that aren't interested in those sorts of games, let them watch some videos. Get them to give it a try, because there's a few people that play this game that I play regularly that I never would have thought would have liked this game, that would have liked this style of game and this style of gameplay, but they're absolutely obsessed with it. So yeah, let me know what you think of this video in the comments down below. I'm going to do some more of these, some of these random videos talking about some stuff that I want to talk about. So that's why PUBG is so popular and why I love it in particular. Thanks for watching. Take care.